Hello, it's another fantastic Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-host here with me. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Why get into building?
Yo. Good
Okay, you look like you have a 34 waist right now.
This is packaging. Packaging, everything.
How you doing, Waiki?
Sometimes you look like
Well, you look nice. I like the nice.
My bow tie.
Nice.
I just thought about this. So I give it a look. So I miss a bow tie. I wanted to wear a shirt.
You
made it? Yeah.
Oh.
Last night, 500 naira.
Are you serious?
Boy,
Are you serious? Fantastic.
You know, I always like to tell the prices of things. So people, you know,
have
you
an
can
exaggerated
actually,
expression of what you're wearing.
and then it's like that. I was listening to your Dami Crane story yesterday. It's just because he wants to keep up with the Joneses. He wants to drive a Range Rover and live within your means.
I mean,
and be
500 naira.
happy.
Look at how amazing you look. $500.
Thank you.
And who did say? And I said, Nima did 250 naira hair.
yeah. A beautiful hair. And the hair is really nice. Covered though, but really nice.
Styled by my daughter.
You can actually look good
Within your budget.
money. Don't need any big.
How you doing, Nima?
Very well.
I'm a
Nima is
Karen.
always ranting.
My tea is not hot.
Thank you. There's a roundabout in Amodofi called Apple Junction. It's a popular
Yes,
roundabout.
I know.
Never stop
The
talking about
traffic
this road,
light on that road is the only saving grace because it's four roads
Yeah.
meeting at that place. For so long now it has not been working. And yesterday it was just by God's grace that this crazy driver did not kill me. It's been like that. The last month officials are usually there, but they work only in the evenings when it's rush hour. So in the afternoons we're at our own each other's mercy.
They should just fix the lights.
Someone should just put on the lights again. That's
Right.
all. I just wanted to say.
You and this
I
your road.
don't
You know
blame
what?
her.
You need to move
I
somewhere
always
that
see
you
I
don't
see
need.
our
things.
governor is
If
always
I was
listening to
driving
her.
on your area, if I see anything, I'll talk about it. So our area.
Because you're
we'll
constantly
talk
having
about
road
it.
issues.
Our governor is always listening to her. That's why she's always ranting.
Yes, so
Yeah,
our
because,
very
Ambode-
responsive governor.
our
You know,
Ambode.
he's concerned about us on the outrosa.
You need to move to an area that you don't have road issues because you're constantly complaining about road.
Where do
Move
you
to
not
this
have
side.
road
This
issues?
is our side.
Don't you even
this
talk
side.
about your
It's
Shangisha
their
road?
house, so she can't move.
Also,
They own the house. They're not renting.
How you doing, Jare? Topsy.
I'm good. I had a very nice time yesterday. Had lunch with Jumoke at Sheraton. We were supposed to have a meeting to discuss the event, you know, but then, as in, every field of, every trade has professionalism in it. And discussing with Jumoke about planning the order of event for sexually confident women, she was telling me how many minutes you want to give this person, what she's talking about, have you sent the breakdown of what the discussion will be about, have you let them know that they must conform within the time, what's the order, where's the musical interlude. As in, I was just watching her asking all the questions, and I'm like, you really, there are details involved in everything. I'm impressed with the details, as in, I'm really, really impressed. She's
I know
good.
her head is swelling right now. Maybe she is.
Thank you, Jumoke. You were wonderful.
I'm actually impressed because this is not how your hair was when we were in the makeup room. I'm in shock.
YK.
I've been looking at her. That something is different.
It's natural hair we can do, and I did it myself. Like literally did it myself.
For me, I've been getting a lot of bad press recently, and I've just been managing it. And I just thank God that everything is within. You know, I'm at a place where I know everything happened for good, so I know that I'm not too worried about it. But God, that's actually given me some kind of maturity. You know, I'm just knowing how to manage those issues.
We thank
God
for that.
We actually have a news measure. I don't have time for that, but the managing director, Integrated Medical Center, Dr. Damilola Familoni, has advised us to avoid excessive or continuous intake of smoked fish, roasted corn. It's not me you're talking to. Roasted plantain, boli, if we want to live long and defeat non-communicable diseases.
So the best option is to do it with a grill, like, you know, it's the charcoal.
It's the dust from Danfo that makes that thing fantastic. So please, leave boli and
roasted
corn
out of it.
What's the best?
The dry fish.
Smoked fish, I can understand.
Smoked fish. How will you eat without your egusi without
communicable diseases? These things are exposed.
Tell him that some people live to 90 years old and they're all right. Some people still live to 80 and they're still all right. And they eat these things.
I sent this thing when I got it. I sent it to my brother yesterday because he likes plantain. So it's roasted plantain, not dudu.
Boli.
Boli. It's
Boli. Why can't you
Boli.
use roasted plantain again?
Hey, you said roasted plantain.
No, I said boli.
Boli.
No, they said roasted plantain. I said boli.
So it's boli they're talking about.
Right, right.
And I love boli.
So you have to stay away from it. So
you have to
avoid
grill
communicable.
boli.
Grill your boli. Grill your boli.
That's
Grill
all we
your
can.
microwave or whatever you use.
We have
now
to take a
is,
break now,
cancerous and
unfortunately.
Thank you, Nima.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Really? Welcome back. Starts with the punch. Nigeria's debt rises by 7.1 trillion in 2 years. Picture here of a bridge in Niger State after a heavy rainfall. Nigerian firm Boeing signed $20 billion aviation investment pact. Violence. Ambode bans transport union activities in Oshodi. Stocks hit 23-month high on stable naira oil prices. Hoodlums invade Lagos church and kills pastor. INEC fixes July 8th for by-election to replace Adeleke. Presidency slams NJC, vows to arraign reinstated judges. FG posts ambassadors to 44 countries. And Oshimbajo, UN, others mourn ex-minister Oshodi, who died at the age of 68. Let's talk about this human angle. This pastor that was killed in YK.
Yeah, the pastor was he was
Apostolic
sleeping.
Church.
Apostolic Church. The thing is, the stories, there are two stories. One from the wife and then one from somebody on Facebook. The wife said they were asleep. She heard a loud noise. Her husband was the first to wake up. He got up. By the time he went out there, the hoodlums didn't say anything to them. The next thing, she realized that her husband had been stabbed when they left, because she now saw that he was becoming weaker and weaker. Right. They rushed him to a private hospital, and he was
then referred to Lasuf.
Right. There he gave up the ghost. Then the one on Facebook said that they were actually escaping.
Right, armed robbers.
They were armed robbers escaping from a robbery, and the church just happened to be in their...
Well, we'll probably just believe the wife's story, because she was there. According to her, they didn't say a word to anybody. So obviously, it was probably an assassination or some kind of something that happened.
The other, because if they're actually escaping, which is why they didn't take anything from the church when they stabbed
But they came into their house now. It was inside the house.
Maybe while trying to escape and hiding as well, you know, they stabbed him and then they continued.
Possibly.
They didn't take anything.
Such a sad story.
Killed him.
The Nigerian firm signing a contract with Boeing.
Okay, $20 billion.
$20 billion
aviation.
Contract. Yeah, so this is good news for our aviation industry. From the details, they're going to build, the contract involves them building a hangar here. The idea is that so that we can repair airplanes here, shipping parts and all that. But they are asking for a lot of things as counterparts from the government, maybe custom duty waivers and all that, to make it convenient to do the deal. But I think it's good news if they can make it work, because a lot of our aviation companies are going down.
Now that we have 7 papers, you have to run along.
Fast.
The Nation, Oshimbajo, bankers should face trial for stolen funds. Tight security for $2.1 billion arms deal panel members. Did you read that story? Zenith Bank raises $2.1 billion via Eurobond. So our vice president was talking. Yes, Nima has a story.
Yesterday that at a conference saying that bankers who keep looted funds should also be prosecuted, and he said that people claiming that corruption has only been fought on media are just, it's corruption fighting back. That they should stop encouraging, and we must take serious this fight against corruption if we must recover our economy. Right.
Remember that the other story, there's a committee that was set up to investigate the 2.1. So yes, remember one of them actually was killed in Apapa recently, the Rear Admiral TD equally. So others got scared. So right now they temporarily stopped having the meetings, but recently they resumed, but under tight security, because they're trying to link it. Possibly that's probably what caused his death. So they're being very, very cautious. Moving on now to Vanguard. Crude oil price drops, threatens Naira 2017 budget. Government officials, businessmen stole 1.4 trillion naira under OBJ, Yaradua, and Jonathan, says Sage. Lagos kidnap, mass withdrawals as school reopens. And Zenith Bank's $500 million Eurobond records 300% oversubscription. And stock markets rebound. Dangote breaks in 341 billion in 6 days. Different figures. The other people were saying 549 billion. So we're not sure.
The mass exits
yes,
of the schools. Of the school. Yeah, they opened the school yesterday, and a lot of parents didn't bring their children back, and the school is saying no, they will still bring their children back, that it's safe. They've now built a wall, they've built a high fence, they've put a...
And there's a tower they've built, there's going to be monitoring.
And they've put CCTV cameras, and they've cut the bush surrounding the school, and then they've put bulbs, halogen bulbs on the fence. And I'm wondering, why didn't they do this before?
Why didn't they do this?
Why do you have to wait?
And I think all schools should do this around when you know your school is around creeks and all that.
Exactly.
Do this. It should be basic.
Exactly. It's a no-brainer. Right. It's a no-brainer.
But the Ministry of Education can't monitor the schools. Their job to do oversight function of monitoring that all schools conform with basic security procedures.
Because that neighborhood actually experienced several kidnappings within that area. So they should have actually been more security conscious. Moving on now to Daily Sun. FG unveils 1.3 trillion naira loot. Sage alludes to global report on fraud committed by 55 government officials and businessmen. Banks still housing looted funds, says Oshimbajo. Alleged Badu gang member set ablaze. Jonathan bought weapons Buhari uses to fight Boko Haram, says PDP. Buhari's health, no power vacuum, says presidency. INEC to release list of newly registered parties next week. Former Health Minister Babatunde Oshodi dies at 68. And Biafra Obiano never gave me money, says Kanu. Okay. This man that was set ablaze.
The vigilance group is in one particular area in Ikorodu caught this man, and they suspected him to be a member of the group because he had all over him, which is how they claim that these guys dress when they're attacking an area. So they locked him up in their security post and left him there. He attempted to escape like twice, and in one of such attempts he attacked a woman. And the people in that area decided to give him mass mob action, and they lynched him. They set him ablaze and burnt him. Even when the police came to intervene, because the vigilance group wanted the police to take him, they came and they fought at the police. Now this is where I'm taking this story. If we know we don't want jungle justice, somebody has to do something, because the people in this area are aggrieved.
They are frustrated.
The way they are frustrated, before they will start to take their security into their own hands, and then we have people doing things against the law. Let the security agencies.
We tried to bring in the CP on Monday. Unfortunately, he said he had to go to a place. So our producer is really working hard to bring him on the show, hopefully very soon, because we need to really ask him questions. There's the issue of
high level of frustration.
NURTW. There's the issue of this the kidnapping story and the Badu Ikorodu. So much security issues in Lagos State.
But I need to appeal to people in Ikorodu. I know that they are aggrieved and they are justified in being angry. But to avoid jungle justice might lead to innocent people losing their lives because you just take responsibility into your hand.
We did mention about the former health minister Babatunde Oshodi who died in New York. His family, my soul rests in perfect peace, because I know that his family said he was actually perfectly okay. There was nothing wrong with him. He went that morning out. He came back and he just had like maybe a heart attack, and they rushed him to the hospital. But unfortunately, they couldn't save him. Next paper I think is This Day. No, Daily Times actually. Daily Times. Oshimbajo seeks sanctions against banks and financial institutions. Nwayawu, Kabiru, others unveil new party in Abuja. Buhari's absence doesn't contravene Nigeria's constitution, says Garba Shehu. Oshimbajo health ministers, others mourn passage of Oshodi at 68. African aircraft leasing firm to invest $20 billion in Nigeria. Those are the major headlines. And finally, This Day, which you can get to actually. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we're going to discuss your thoughts on the Lagos State government's indefinite ban or suspension, actually, of the transport unionism in Oshodi. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Following the death of the NURTW chieftain in Oshodi, Lagos State government has banned all transport unionism in the area. The ban is believed to be a reaction to the recent murder of the National Union of Transport, Road Transport Workers, NURTW chieftain Aru Razak Bello, popularly known as Hamburger. According to the Lagos State Commissioner for Transport, I think it's the acting Commissioner for Transport, Anofu Elegushi, there will be no issuance of tickets or collection of money from commercial vehicles operating in the area. Also, any escalation of the crisis arising from the ban will lead to government taking sterner actions against the branches where violence is recorded. Now, I think this is in the Oshodi and Shogunle areas. Now, what are your thoughts on this? It's your view. You can call us on 07080668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Now, this story is a bit more, is broader than we're going to have a conversation, because we need to bring in the CP to give us a better understanding of the workings of these people, because we don't really understand the workings, but we know that somebody died.
On the road.
Somebody died, and there were lots of activities, protests here, people getting injured, security issues, and the people obviously are living in fear. Now, what are your thoughts on the fact that they banned this unionism, at least temporarily, for that area?
It's wonderful. For me, I think it's very apt.
At this time.
It's what they need, you know, because there is no need. Why violence? And these commercial drivers are paying money to them.
Their fees.
And then you are still fighting. I mean, I think they should even ban them.
The NURC is a very, very strong union in Nigeria, and they've been very, very instrumental to a lot of growth, especially during election seasons. But I have a problem with the court style they run. I remember in 2008, I was in Lasude when Saula was killed in Yanokwaja. It was a crazy, if you were caught in the middle of that place at that time when his death was announced, you would wish they didn't exist. Because one person died, the lives of a lot of people were put at risk. Some other people were stabbed and killed in the middle of the road. And that way, I understood from that experience how they had factions, how supremacy of one faction would lead to the death of the leader of any faction. For me, it was run like a cult. They are a strong union, yes, and they're very instrumental to how, but the way they run,
instrumental
and
to
you know, to whoever emerges politically in any position.
Okay,
in
so
any
wait,
state.
the political angle, let's leave on one side. But the objective of them is actually to organize the drivers, get them where they collect the fees from them. They have the levy they pay, right? And the idea is to actually also go put that's part of the taxes that the Lagos State government collects from these drivers. Okay. So there's a system in place to ensure that we get this money, because these are the money that are using to develop all the roads anyway. So using them politically is a totally different discussion, which I really don't want us to get into. But I know it's hard not to. But let me hear Tokwe's side on this ban.
I am happy about the suspension. I don't believe they should be banned. I don't believe any association should be banned, because the reason for establishing the association isn't wrong, and people have a right to meet and gather. Reason? But the abuse of the association is what we have issues with. Now, I read the press release from the acting commissioner for transport, and they said they were investigating the death of Hamburger. But we're not dealing with the underground issues of power tussles between different sects within NURTW. And these are the issues that led to the killing. It wasn't just based on a killing, random killing. And the issues are on ground. They've been on ground for a long time. People feel that there needs to be a structure, and there needs to be law and order even within NURTW. There needs to be structure within that body. It's not that just anybody powerful and the most person that can put fear into others will be the one to lead.
The root cause of all this is money.
Money.
Exactly. That's the root cause of all evil. This one is just money. Who is collecting money from who? Who is sharing the money? Who's getting what?
So we take out the money. Eventually, is the most powerful. The chairman usually, because he gets all the money, disposes of the money. From the video that I saw over the weekend that you had shared, some of the people talking about the lost, the bereaved, they were screaming about how you know, the hamburger guy made them who they were. I never thought I would go to Dubai. I never thought I would go to Saudi. He took me there. That's all they could, you know, they are sharing. Because he gets money, he decides who benefits from the money. So that's how powerful he becomes. He's in control of the money.
Let me take Wasi. Wasi, are you there?
I'm here with you.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Let's hear your views.
Ah, I hear
I'm very happy for this topic you brought today. It is an avenue for me to share my experience with these people. I was once a driver from Egbera to Oshodi. These people are so rough in the sense of collecting the money, and they are not organizing us. These people are not organizing any drivers. They are just extorting money from us, and we don't know the main reason why they are using the money for. And it is very wrong. I don't know how government can curb them from collecting money. We don't have any issue with them as we should working. Drivers does not have any issue. It's them that they are having issue with themselves in the sense that they are fighting over our pack. And I don't see any reason how that has to be done, how that affects.
Are you a driver?
He was.
I was not a driver.
He was not a driver. Okay, all right.
I can say they are one of those people that make me to live, and therefore I have to find another work because they are, the stress is just too much. They will be collecting money for no reason. Early in the morning, money for booking, money for clinical. In short, I'm using this avenue to plead to our government. They should stop it. We don't want them at all.
All right. Thank you very much, Wasiu.
I believe that another issue that needs to be addressed within this investigation, since this is now open for investigation, is the fact that why are we politicizing this union? Why do we use them? Why are they so involved in politics of the nation?
Following.
Why are they so involved in the politics of the nation? Because they are association. The organizers have their association. The Okada riders have their association. But why is it that the downfall drivers are, and the NURTW seem to be involved so much in thuggery when they are during election process? That is why people feel that they are so powerful that even the politicians can't touch them, which is why I'm happy with this suspension, because it makes me feel like the governor is daring to do something about these people.
Yeah, because I was just going to say the video I saw was they were saying that there are 15 of them, that one of them wants to kill, and I'm confessing, governor, so he's the next one.
That video you're talking about, he said that there are actually 3 of them. 2 was killed last 2015. Hamburg Hager's there, and this is the 3rd one. And they were talking opinion. They should please hope that MC Olomo should not kill him. Let me take this call. Ola B, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, go ahead, please.
I'm every time caller.
Okay. Every time caller.
Every time caller.
I want the government of Lagos to look into this. If they want to take over one garage, they have to kill the leaders of that garage that they are trying to. So this thing has been a rampant processing. When they keep Saula, in order to take over the Yakwaja, this thing happens to many people whereby they have to flee their house, they start on certain people.
Sorry, it's not clear.
What Olabi was trying to say is that the change of leadership, if they want to change leadership in most of the factions, they usually would have to kill the leader. Death. It has to be by death. And that was one experience I had while last at Yanoba, when they wanted to change the leader and the death of him. See, usually these people are a union. They are strong when it comes to the NLC to change policies that are not working for the people. I remember the fuel increase in 2012, how they led the protest in Ojota, and it worked. But apart from those usefulness, the way they operate is very, very, it puts the citizens at risk. People living around them at risk. Now, these people that are screaming that they will die, they're not concerned about the number of innocent people going to work who fall victim to their thuggery in Oshodi, in other areas when they clash. So those are the issues that I have against them that I would, commend the governor for this kind of suspension for. Okay. If they must operate, they must be, operate within the law. Yeah. So they must, we have laws.
Let's take some tweets, but let me take this call first. Tunde, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Morning, go ahead.
Hello. Morning. Yes. My name is Tunde. I'm calling from Mishaga.
Go ahead, Tunde.
Yeah. Moya, please, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, and also, please, a little bit, I watch the show a lot, but today I was a little bit disappointed when you said that the NURT, they actually collect tax for the government. I feel that they're very wrong because we see these people. We see these people on the street. What they do is they extort. They extort money from the downfall drivers. And I want to know what gives garage and thugs the right in a state. What law do they are they deriving their power from to collect money from people? And you said they use the money for garage. Please, I stand to be corrected. Okay. They don't use the money for anything. All the garages are extremely dirty. They are in bad conditions. And we know that what these people do is actually fight for power, money. For instance, watch those videos. Where will an Agbero get 20 million, 50 million that is given out? Out of the sweat of all, is extremely unfair. Why some people work for money tonight, and some people will just sit down, making money, making more talks, bringing guns.
Thank you very much, Tunde. Thanks for your view. Yes.
Everybody has risk. Tunde just capped it all. That's how they operate. They increase money, they take monies. These are uncaptured taxes. In my area, I see them all the time. Uncaptured taxes, the government should even stop them collecting money. No. We have, you know,
we don't know that for a fact.
No, I think we should.
Sometimes
a whole lot of money.
Can I take some? I didn't hear anybody.
A lot of money is being collected, and it's collected as cash transaction. Yes. If we really want to capture levies being paid by bus drivers, it should be paid in a more formal way that the government can get the money in bulk.
Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out from the government how these levies are, because we also been on this couch had guests where they were told that levies are collected from bus drivers, downfall drivers, and all. So it's all through the unions. So we're going to find it. We're going to get a local state government person to come and tell us how these levies are collected. Let me take this from you. Karim
Olashun says Lagos shouldn't ban them because the transport union has been there for years. So it shouldn't be now that they will be banned. Sheyi Tinde says, I support YK. NURTW should be banned nationwide because these monies should go to the pocket of the government, not individuals. Well, and Adebayo says, I won't read that one.
Let's move. We have to rush out. Unfortunately, we can't take any more thoughts on this. But as I said, we can't really exhaust this conversation because there are different angles. There's the political angle, there's the tax angle, there's the security angle. So we're going to try to deal with it going forward. And as I said, we're still trying to get the Commissioner of Police to help us understand the security in Lagos State, and also get the commissioners involved to see if we can get somebody to help us understand how useful as this union been to the tax collection in Lagos State. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll talk about the generator fumes and its danger to health. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we're switching over now to health because it's Tuesday. There was a video that actually went viral. 2 women and a teenage boy who were found dead in their apartment due to generator fumes. There have also been other reported incidents of death due to inhaling of generator fumes. Also, a research finding has revealed that carbon emission from generators contribute majorly to the high increase of cancer in Lagos, in Nigeria actually. Joining us is a public health expert, Dr. T. Mebawondu. Welcome to the show, sir. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect, please. Hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. This video went viral recently, but I think it was an apartment where 2 young ladies and a gentleman, a young boy actually, left the generator in the kitchen. And obviously the carbon monoxide fumes went around, and they obviously didn't wake up. Now, even recently, I was also going home, and I was going on my street, and there's a salon near my house. And actually, they had the generator fume right at the door. It's a very enclosed salon, very like a box. And the generator was actually at the entrance. So the fumes were going right into the salon. And I was wondering, you guys want to kill yourself. So how come people don't know about the dangers, but let us even go back to why is it dangerous, first of all, putting generators indoors. Let's start from the basics.
That's a viral
so
video.
those who don't
Terrible.
know can have this information.
Again, Nigeria, at least the data of manufacturing of Nigeria showed that there are more than 60 million Nigerians with generators. More than 60 million Nigerians with generators. What that means is that you need to power those generators. And then if you look at that, what that means is also essentially is that you have close to 1 billion liters of fuel being burned every month from those. If you estimate that we're using 30 million liters of fuel per day. So you see this huge number. But the key thing is this: when there's a combustion, gases are released. Not only that gases are released, you know, if you have a perfect combustion, you probably see carbon dioxide, okay? You see nitrogen, you see some water. You know, when the carbon dioxide reacts with water again, it can also produce carbon monoxide. You know, I mean, these are just chemicals that are being released. In addition to that, those chemicals, there's what we call the fine dust soot that is also being released, you know, and they can be inhaled. Now, we look at this, and there's quite a lot of carcinogens. I mean, those things that can cause cancer. Not only that this chemical can cause cancer, this chemical can affect, destroy genes, you know. This chemical can cause what we call mutations. I mean, destruction of the genes such a way that the genes change to another thing. It can also cause malformation in babies. So it's a huge thing. And you see these chemicals being released into the environment every time, and then without us knowing. Now, the danger of carbon monoxide is that it doesn't smell, you cannot see the smoke, and it's just coming right here to the person. Before you know, the thing enters the body, it blocks the oxygen exchange between the red blood cells and the tissue, and then before you know it, even the tissue itself asphyxiated, got asphyxiated from inside. That means it's got starved of oxygen from inside. So it doesn't smell, and it's just there. Before you know it, and the concentration, you know, is so key. If you have an enclosed place and you have a flow of those carbon monoxide in the place, before you know it, the whole household is dead. So that's the principle.
So there's this one called car sprays, not just for cars. There's a factory in front of my house now, right now, using that for like spraying doors.
Like a paint shop.
For spraying ivory doors. And it's very flowery in the smell. Because you mentioned that, you know, some are, they cause mutation in the genes, and you know, cause deformation in pregnancy, in babies. My concern is how dangerous is this particular one that, you know, car sprays and, you know, flowery smell paints that people call perfume, and they say, I know it's very friendly.
It's not friendly. If you look at the polycyclic hydrocarbons, we call them polycyclic hydrocarbons, you know, essentially, the aerosol itself enters the airways. That's the first contact is the eye and the nostrils and the ear, nose, and throat, essentially. When it enters those places, the first thing it does is cause irritation. The nanoparticles then go right down to the lungs and obstruct, you know, flow of oxygen, exchange of oxygen between the lungs and the whole body system. So no matter how fine the spray is, no matter how it is, you know, it is dangerous to the health, it's dangerous to the respiratory system, and it worsens, you know, even skin reaction, causes skin reaction. So normally, they're not supposed to have those kind of things in close to residential area.
Residential areas. I was going to ask, because a lot of people use air fresheners, the aerosol kind, and you spoke about aerosol. So I'm wondering, those air fresheners, are they dangerous too?
Again, if someone has history of respiratory tract problems, asthmatic, allergy, and all that, those aerosols are dangerous to the person. Okay. Now, even then, if someone is not having those things, continuous exposure to those aerosols will cause irritation, and then will now prone the person to danger of either allergy or respiratory compromise, as it were. And then when you now mix that with even the continuous, if you drive you know, around Lagos, even if you call the place Lekki, I don't care, you just look at the horizon, you will see that thick, you know, the haze. That haze, you know, hanging over Lagos. And you wonder. And then, more importantly, you see all this, you know, combustion, incomplete combustion from trucks You know, some is black smoke, some is blue smoke, some are white smoke. All of them have constituents that are very, very dangerous to health, okay? So, and then when you mix all these things together and then you are inhaling it, are you not surprised that you see people who are actually irritable? Because these are some of the side effects of what this thing can cause. You become irritable, you become drowsy, you cannot function properly. You see all this road rage, actually, you wonder why we have them. You see quite a lot of people, you know, dying suddenly. Heart attack is coming, kidney failure is coming, you understand? People are having lung cancer when they are not smoking. You wonder, why do they get this thing? So of course, we have witchcraft to blame.
If you are in your air-conditioned car,
are you safe?
Are you safe?
You cannot be totally safe, but the exposure will be minimized. Yeah. That is the first thing. But, you know, you are also in that environment. Right. You are going to open
when you come out of your car.
When you come out of the car.
Exactly.
And then one of the critical things is simply this. We've not been able to push education in terms of these environmental pollutants. We've not been able to really push emission control. We've not been able to really ensure that the Environmental Protection Agency look at this critically. How can the minimum distance you can put a generator to a residential place is 20 feet. It can't be less than that.
See, that's the issue is that we don't have power. So we cannot do away with generators. We can't. We have to, and we don't cooperate in buildings. So you can have a full building that are using 6 a pass my neighbor generator, come together and buy a bigger one and communally contribute towards it, but they won't cooperate. So that's, we can't do without it. But I was going house hunting like for the past 3 weeks, and I went to 2 places. When I got into one of the rooms, there were 2 generators. There are 2 compounds bordering both sides, and both of them had their generators facing a room that would have been my children's room. Immediately I said, see generator, no way. And the man that was showing up was like, hey, I don't know. Like they didn't even notice.
So people don't pay attention
they don't know that you have to look out through the window of your house and be sure, is a generator facing me? What should we do? Well, how can we get the government to emphasize?
Let's not go to the government. Can I ask? What you said is very critical. How do we get people to pay attention to safety of their family? Because people, just like you said, we need generators. What are those safety things around the house, around the homes we can do to ensure? You said aerosols. If you know that you have allergic issues, don't spray too much of those around. Don't consistently spray it. What else can we pay attention to in the homes domestically?
Yeah, essentially, when you look at this generator thing, it is important that, first and foremost, you have to define the type of generator you are going to use, apart from the distance. Now, the generator must be properly maintained. Right. Because if you don't maintain generator, the kind of smoke that comes out of that generator will actually contain a lot of those toxins. And thirdly, unfortunately, you don't have control over the quality of fuel that you put in those generators. Because if you put, at a time, we were being supplied all sorts of fuel with all kind of odors, okay? Some of those fuel are not properly prepared, and they just ship them to Nigeria to be used. The after effect of burning those fuel will actually affect the health of the people. Now, if for whatever reason, in your home, if you can minimize the use of generator, please do. If you have any reason to reinforce and you don't need to use generator, please don't use generator. Especially if you don't have a compound that will give you that kind of critical distance in terms of 20 feet to, and then to any windows, and then the exhaust facing, outside. That is key. And then you
facing outside.
You must maintain. You must service and maintain that generator.
Our generator, it faces some plants. I'm telling you, all those plants are dead.
Absolutely, you see that.
They can't even. Nothing can go there again.
Yeah, that shows that it's not even healthy for plants. Even for plants, it's not healthy for plants.
You're a murderer.
It impacts on the society. So for us,
am I the one that murdered it?
Yes. So for us, yes, we have to use generator.
Right.
Anyhow, but as much as possible, we look at how to shorten the use of that generator. Right. We look at how to really place the generator at a critical distance that will not be injurious to us. We look at how to maintain that generator regularly so that we don't bring out those terrible fumes that can actually, be dangerous to our health. Okay. And then, for whatever reason, enclosure is dangerous to any generator. Enclosure is dangerous.
Try to always have that very close ventilation in your home.
It must go out.
And then, the critical practice, the other practice that we need to look at is the fact that people put on generator and go to sleep. You understand? For whatever reason, if it is 12 o'clock, put it off and wake up by 6 and put it on, or 5, as the case may be.
Don't leave it overnight.
Yes, I think we need to.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, thanks for staying with us. So we understand the issue of emissions and all that, but the fact that it's also cancerous. Now, what are we doing as regards aside from generator emissions, even car emissions, buses, downforce, trucks? We can't really run away from these things.
Keke napep, Okada
Yes.
is hellish. I mean, honestly, you will on the street and you feel like you're choking. Okay. Now, the point is this: the State Environmental Protection Agency should actually step up its acts to enforce emission control. You see, we talk about cigarettes a lot. Yes, rightly so. We can talk about cigarettes, but I can tell you that the fumes from this generator is 40 times more dangerous. 40 times more potent and dangerous than cigarette smoke. So again, so why are we not looking at that? We have labels, thou shalt not smoke, smoking, no smoking area. But again, somebody is driving in my front and is sending out terrible smoke, all sorts of colors, you know, and I'm hearing those things. Okay,
terrible.
Why are we not imposing? Why can't we say that either you retrofit your engine, or you do something, or we confiscate it? I think these are the issues. Even through the process of certification for your vehicle, we must be able to really do emission control.
Right. Let me take this call from Dele. Dele, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
About the generator issue, I think sometimes the smaller one was banned. The apart my neighbor issue that there are no more importing it, but if you go around the market, you still see them, you know, people are still buying them, they are still importing it. So I wonder how the ban is. Maybe they really look into it, or they just say it was banned and it's still everywhere. That's just my contribution.
Thank you very much, Dele.
Can I take some tweets?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Akim Amao says fixing electricity is ultimate to many vices in Nigeria. We have to find a way to live with the carbon monoxide. Omodafe says, if government was able to provide regular power, no one would think of buying generators. I pity this country. Oyaga Donald says, they collect, oh no, he's talking about NURT. MW Pearl, air pollution is another form of witchcraft. It destroys people without them knowing.
But you see, generator one is one thing, but you see, I think it's back to the responsibility of the citizens. Maintenance. If you maintain your generator properly, it probably won't bring out the kind of emissions. If you maintain your cars, your Okada, all those things properly. So it goes back to us, the citizens, not about what the government's policy are.
No, but
you maintaining
the government's job, everybody would escape if there is a room for us, if there's room to escape. But if there's no room, everybody would conform. So if the government keeps ensures conformity and enforces the laws which we have already, we wouldn't escape.
Please, let me just give you one gist. Sorry, I beg. I have to give you this. When my father was in England, he was one poor student and he had a car that the smoke, it was bringing out. He said one day they just stopped him on the road. That's where they seized his car. That was the end of that car. They will not allow you in Europe.
Right.
So how true is this? Because some people say that when you've inhaled any of these poisonous toxins, there's something you can eat that detoxify you. Some people will advertise things on you.
Let me take this. Let me take a call from Oli Relay. Are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for calling. Mariam.
Mariam from
Mariam, go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, we have the same issue with this emissions. I've reported to LASEPA. There's this big company behind us at Oshodi Expressway. But before you know it, when they home their factory, all the smoke will be on our own street, which is residential. And nothing has been done, more especially in the night. We will start running around, what's burning, which can cause a lot of toxins to us. I've reported that nothing has been done. More especially Oshodi Expressway. The houses behind those factories, we are suffering.
Wow.
They should please come to our aid.
Okay.
And also some houses, They will hunt their generator for money.
Thanks very much, Mariam. So, Lagos to Oshodi Expressway. Yes, the answer.
I was asking that, you know, some people are of the belief that they actually advertise these things in the buses. If you use them, all the generators, smoke, everything, it will detoxify. So how true is that? Is there anything that can...
I think, again, I appreciate this program because, again, we must be able to stand firm and fight ignorance and superstition. Okay? You know, when the colonialists came, they brought two key things to change society. Three things, actually, I'll mention the two out of them. One is education. Without proper education, you can't organize society. Okay? The second is religion. But all those two things have been corrupted. Tell you what, those chemicals, the one that will actually go right and be hidden inside tissue. There are those ones that will go right to the genes. How are you going to detoxify those ones? The best detoxification is actually to try to personally commit to exposure to emission. And for government to say that, listen, this is the limit of emission reduction. I've not seen a documentation to say that the volume of the intoxicants in the air is this also per million, parts per million. We're not getting that. You know, sometimes you drove to your office, you're just, you know, feeling dizzy, sleepy, and not interested in working. You will be shocked to know that part of these things is a result of those, you know, chemicals you inhale. We have the right to breathe clean air, please. You know, and then it's also common to observe that, you know, Lagos is choking, congesting every day. You have to struggle for space, whether you are walking or driving a car or even doing anything, you have to struggle for space. This is the right time now to put in place proper structure that will make this city as smart as we want it to be.
Well, I know that Lagos State government is definitely working towards making this a smart city. So the rail lines are being worked on. They're changing, they're removing the downposts, they are removing the, they're changing the buses. So a lot is being done. Even
can I take some?
Yeah. So hopefully, but it's also, I think this conversation really goes back to the citizens. So the government is doing their own part gradually. We also must take that responsibility to ensure that we're doing what we can to
I pass it to the government.
Stop passing everything to the government. But let me talk
what are my government?
Let me take your role to play.
Somebody complain to LASEPA.
Adebayo 19 title says, where are the government agencies to control the type of generators and the other machines people use? Olorun Shola Udari says, this NURT issue must be discussed again. What you did was just a surface thing. Right. Akim Mamao says, if we must build a healthy nation, we must have a healthy population. People just die for trivial reasons. We can do better. Yes, Olukotun says the air pollution is deadly, but I stay in a place where about 5 generator sets are on at night and the noise and headache is unbearable. I wanted us to, that's why I wanted to take that tweet.
Because of noise. The
noise, because apart from the air, then we have the noise pollution. You know, so there are many things that are killing us in this country that we just take for granted. We all speak in loud voices here.
One thing I've learned from what he said is that, you know, we must maintain our own, to try to reduce as much as possible from what we contribute to this pollution. But we didn't get to talk about the fumes from the waste management, the one at Lasso Sherry Road and this one here. So hopefully we'll talk about it.
But let me let you have the last word.
Again, as much as we want to use a punitive measure to control emission, we must also encourage people to run away from emission. There's a way we can weigh this thing and create a kind of carbon reduction strategy in terms of you know, incentivizing, you know, and encouraging people to run away from, you know, polluting, as it were. You know, of course, we learn about carbon taxes, but basically, it's up to us, you know, because you don't have the right. You have the right to the road, like I have the right to the road. You cannot be spewing, you know, acrid smoke in my nose while I'm driving. So please let us adapt to those rules and ensure that, you know, we reduce emission.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. I think we learned quite a bit from today. And concerning the NURTW, we just scratched the surface because we're actually hoping to have the Commissioner of Police coming soon to help us concerning security. So we're still on his case. Hopefully sometime this week or early next week, we'll have him on the show. Have a lovely day, then see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.